Well, how you doing? My name is Derek Butts with Assist You to Win. I want to thank you for listening in as we provide some resources during this time where life has been interrupted. We're going to provide some information today that will just help you in this transition from the educational side. So for parents, educators, students even that hear this, I want to leave you with some just practical tips on what you can do to bring a sense of normalcy to a time where everything has been totally interrupted. Normally I do these type of talks at schools and inside of districts live. And so because we can't leave our homes, I've been asked to do this virtually. So today I want to talk about same expectations, yet different methods. Is that not what we're truly in? The expectation is for us to continue life and continue doing what we need to do. We know we've heard terms during COVID-19 like social distancing. Many of us have rewritten that to say physical distancing is what we need to focus on. Social, we need to continue on. We still need to stay connected. We still need to learn, and we still need to teach. We just have to do it from a different standpoint, virtually. It's great that we're in our generation where technology has advanced to where it is today, because now with technology, we can still get information to a lot of students and families. We do know that there are still those who don't have all of the technology at home to be able to log in to every resource. And so we're looking at different ways in order to be able to serve even those families that don't have the means to get to these resources. We want to make sure that we serve them as well. So of course we do know we have to start somewhere, and from where we start, we can just get better from here. So what do we do during times like this? First thing is we acknowledge the interruption. Pardon the interruption. Yes, it is an ESPN show that comes on a day-to-day basis. And truly, that's what COVID-19 did for America as a whole. It interrupted the natural flow of what we do. So let's define it. What is an interruption? An interruption is a deliberate action that breaks or stops the continuity of an event or conversation. That's what COVID-19 did. It interrupted our day-to-day operations, our day-to-day schedules, our day-to-day way of doing things, to the place that many across the country had extended spring breaks, even to the place that now we have indefinitely slowed down to having people come back to the physical buildings, and we are now teaching from a virtual classroom, providing websites, resources, even rooms like this in order to engage with our students. So when you think about that, what can the student do? What does the student do? We really, from childhood up until college age, we are training our students to be responsible, having the ability to respond. We know at different ages, different stages, our kids are able to follow schedules in a different manner. I have high school kids, I have junior high kid, where they like now to sleep in all day, and we're challenging them. The first thing I want to challenge every student is that we have to create a schedule, some type of schedule, because schedules produce structure. As much as they resist it, as much as they don't think it's important, schedules are very vital. Boundaries are healthy. I have listened to even my kids. They went from the joy of spring break being extended to the, oh no, I'm stuck in this house another day, another week. And then for how long? We can't give them this answer, but what we can do is challenge them to create their own schedule in the midst of this interruption. They have to go to bed at a decent hour, wake up at a certain time. And I'm going to give you some practical things of how to put a schedule together so that they will still be effective and efficient during our interruption. So I call it the focus model. The focus model is a model that if you will utilize this, both the student as well as a teacher, faculty member, parents, workers, whoever's listening to this, this will help you as you put your structure back in place so that you can make advancements and not go backwards. We do know that if we do not continue to pursue and have progress, we will digress. We will go the wrong direction. So let's go through the focus model. F, first things first. Is that not what we've always taught? We tell our kids, first things first. You can play today and work tomorrow, or you can work today and play tomorrow. Same thing in the aspect of a day. First things first. Our kids need to be able to wake up. They need to eat their breakfast. They need to go through what they would do at school. So I've challenged mine that in the course of your day, you need to have all of the things that you would do at school, you now are going to do it at home, producing that schedule. First things first. It's really what? Prioritizing, making sure that what's important is important. Somebody else says, keep the main thing. First things first. O, other things second. Those video games, TikTok, Snapchat, texting their friends, those are other things. They cannot come before our first things, our schoolwork. Making sure that we get into the books, look at resources, read books, write books, go through the math problems. Those are first things. Other things are second. Give them breaks. Give them their recess. Maybe it's your backyard. Maybe it's in an apartment complex. Maybe it's the balcony. Whatever that looks like, give that to them because they need it. It can't just be work, 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 but it also can't just be play, play, play. C, cut out the unnecessary. I used to hear it all the time. Why do we do this at school? Well, now they can cut that out. So yes, their day can look shorter because they're focused on them and what they need individually versus having to do things corporately. You can cut out some of the things that may be in a day that are not needed, but make sure you keep the things that are vitally important. Remember Play 360, where we were challenging people that throughout the year to spend 60 minutes of working out. Even while you're in your own home, you can do push-ups, you can do sit-ups, you can run in place, you can do jumping jacks, you can do things to stay physically fit even during this time. Because some of you are listening to this and the weather's not like the weather is. That's my dog. That's part of life, right? Virtually training. You're actually at a place, right? That's my dog. So you can stay active. Cut out the unnecessary. The U, unify around the important. Make sure that you stay around the things that are important. We talked about that. Then the toughest part of a plan like this is the S, stick to it. How do you stay on course? The easiest way to stay on course is first, write that schedule down, follow it, have a bell system, have an alarm system on the phone, and stick to it. Parents, we must inspect what we expect. See, a lot of the ISDs at this point have to be an optional and a recommended way because right now we have to make sure that everybody has a means to be able to do it before we can require it. So as parents, we need to step in and support our educators. If you're like me, you are even wanting to write some thank you notes, send some Starbucks cards out. Yes, because our educators do way more than sometimes we give them credit for, right? And you're feeling it right now because of the things that you hear with your kids in your home, right? So we want to make sure that we do this. Teachers, faculty members, what can we do with our students? I think the first thing that people need during this time is a way to stay connected. Yes, we're already distant in the ability that we can't give those hugs. We can't do that secret handshake to get into the classroom. They can't see their friends one-on-one right now. So we have to find ways to stay connected through social media, getting on some platforms. And the main thing here is be consistent. Don't come out the gates like a sprinter, because we may be in this time a little bit longer than any of us want to. So be consistent. The marathon runner, short-term intensity, great, but long-term consistency is actually better. So be consistent and stay connected. You're on Zoom calls with your staff, you're on Zoom calls with the kids, and as we get different releases, let's make sure that we challenge ourselves to do everything we can to show and share to our families that we care. The second thing from education I want to challenge you on is this is actually a challenge of creativity and flexibility. John Maxwell says, "Blessed are the flexible, for they shall not be broken." So right now, let's be flexible. Breathe. Ground yourself. Everyone has a high sense of anxiety. So it's our job to steal things, quiet things, bring calmness, bring peace. So what do you need to do to tap into your own self so that you are grounded and you're rooted? Is it meditation? Is it prayer? Is it yoga? Whatever you have to do to keep yourself so that you can give from a place of abundance. Be flexible, then be creative. Come up with new, innovative ideas and thoughts. There's so many resources on things that you can do to provide different forms of education. Sometimes it's about exposure. It's about challenging us to learn differently, maybe even project-based education right now, which will cause us to connect some of the things that you have already been teaching so well throughout the school year. So again, I wanted to come on just to provide some practical things for you to produce what? Same expectations, yet just different methods during this time. I'm Derek Butts, Assist You to Win, and I'll be coming back to provide you some more information as we continue in this journey. Be safe, practice all the things they teach, and we're going to make it through this time.